As we told you last week, Prime Minister Justin Trudeau shuffled his cabinet and named new justice and public safety ministers. As they settle into their new roles, police associations in Ontario are urging them to take action on enacting bail reform. Over recent months, we've seen higher profile instances of violent crime, such as the death of an on duty officer south of Hamilton, a life threatening stabbing on board a Line 1 train, and an arson at an apartment near Warden in St. Clair. Suspects were arrested, and the charges haven't been proven in court, but all of the cases, along with several others, allegedly involve people out on bail.
We need to make sure that these individuals who are actually committing the crimes, once apprehended, are actually kept in custody.
Toronto Police Association President John Reid is among those in the public safety sector pushing for bail reform. He says the current laws aren't strong enough.
Bail is a right, and everyone should have that opportunity to have bail granted. But what we're talking about are the most serious criminal offenders here. The people that are bringing carnage to our city, carnage to communities with the constant firearms, constant shootings. These are the people we're targeting, and these are the people that we believe should be held in custody.
It's a sentiment echoed by the Ontario Association of Chiefs of Police.
This is a national issue. I think small communities across this country are experiencing the same type of repeat violent offenders.
Halton Police Deputy Chief Roger Wilkie is on the organization's board.
The solutioning should be evidence informed. And what we need to do is we need to start looking at a national, database and analysis of what's happening when it comes to bail and reoffending, so that we can understand the true issue.
Reid and Wilkie say they and their members want more done by the government. Other solutions involve increased education and potentially having judges with experience review bail applications versus justices of the peace. There are also calls to increase police resources to make sure more people are complying with bail conditions. Former Justice Minister David Lametti tabled Bill C-48 in May to, among other things, require suspects with certain criminal convictions to prove to the court why they should be on bail. Currently, it's up to the Crown to oppose.
I, Arif Farani, do swear I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to His Majesty King Charles III.
We asked new Justice Minister Arif Farani what kind of push he'll make on the legislation when the House resumes. A spokesperson didn't directly address the question, but in a statement calls on opposition parties to help pass C-48 this fall, adding the proposed reforms will ensure safety while respecting the right to reasonable bail.
50% of criminal cases do not result in a finding of guilt. And so I think it is really important when we think about why bail matters and what it is, to remember that there are tens of thousands of cases that go through our criminal justice system with people being found not to have committed what they are alleged to have done.
Shakir Rahim at the Canadian Civil Liberties Association says his organization opposes C-48. He adds they believe it won't lead to increased public safety and could have consequences.
The CCLA is advocating for an independent study of the bail system where we can have a sober look at what's going on, the interventions that are needed, as opposed to legislation that could potentially exacerbate not only the situation of marginalized communities, but each and every one of us, anybody who faces an allegation, who wants to ensure that they can continue having a job, seeing their family and friends while they wait for their day in court to prove why they did not do what they're alleged to have done. All of us are at risk in a society where bail is not a reasonable, accessible right.
We'll have more on this story at citynews.ca. In Toronto, Nick Westoll, City News.